Hello and welcome. We are live, and I wanted to do a quick lunch and learn because I shared some visuals this week and I've been getting some questions in the inbox, and I wanted to go over what I shared real quick and answer some of these questions. So let's add this to the stream. So, excuse me, I should have drank some water before I started. It's a live show. So, I shared this little carousel about empowering facilitation with 3 visual templates. And I've been doing some interviews because I'm doing an immersion, a 12-week immersion. And one of the people I was interviewing was saying, I just wish I was more confident going to the whiteboard and that I really knew my stuff so that I could get there and I could brainstorm live for my audience because I know that visuals are powerful. I know that this works. And so today I shared 3 little templates, and then I want to show you how you can quickly go to the whiteboard and draw, whether it's digital on Zoom or Teams or in person. So let's look at these 3 templates. So 3 easy templates are the mind map. The mind map is great for brainstorming whenever you're kind of doing expansive thinking and you really want to look at the connections and the relationships. Next, we have the SWOT analysis. This is a very standard business model, but being able to brainstorm it with your teams, with your leaders, with your organization is so powerful than it just being like locked inside of a PowerPoint and you're just kind of like typing things in. There's something about making it very dynamic with Post-its and other things. Hello, I see Ileana is live with me. So the other thing is the feedback wall. The feedback wall is another one that's really powerful. And this one gives you clear instructions for your participants to give you their thoughts. This is a great template to use whenever you're trying to gather insights and feedback, especially whenever you're creating something or co-creating something. The SWOT analysis is great for helping you make decisions. So we've got mind mapping for just like big open brainstorming. We've got SWOT analysis for taking that idea and really trying to understand like how it works. And then we've got the feedback wall for gathering insights. So let me show you really quickly how you could go to a whiteboard and sketch any of these 3 models. So I'm going to go to my overhead camera. And I'm just using little index cards. So you could draw along with a little index card and create your own little cheat sheet for these. So first of all, let's look at the mind map. So the mind map, all you're really doing is you're starting with some kind of central topic. And then from that topic, you're just going to create some subtopics. So just add some other little circles to it, and then you're just gathering ideas for it. So the mind map can be as simple as this. I think a lot of times whenever we go to the whiteboard, we overthink how to use visuals as facilitators, trainers, and coaches. But just being able to gather feedback in this simple way is really powerful because you're standing at the front of the room, you're owning the space, and you're contributing by gathering everyone's collective thoughts. So this is one. The other thing I like to do is I kind of like to just add little drop shadows, add a little pop of color, and then you've just kind of dressed it up. If you want, you can even go back to your handwriting and add some little serifs so that it's polished up. And let me just zoom in a little bit more on our little cheat sheet, okay? So there's the mind map. The second one that we talked about is the SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis is where we're going to take that idea, that brainstormed idea, and we're going to put it into a 2x2 matrix. And inside this matrix, I like to draw 4 squares, add a little circle in the middle, and then you can add the initials for SWOT, S-W-O-T. And here's where we're going to capture the strengths. What are the strengths? Whoops, strengths. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Visual facilitators, like, spelling is optional, I always say. So what are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? And what are the threats? And then from here, if you want to get creative, you can just add different colors to each of the sections. So I'm just going to add a little orange, a little yellow, a little blue, and green. And then you're going to listen to your audience and you're just going to capture their feedback. Another way that I've seen this done that's really effective is you could tape out the SWOT analysis on a floor, and you could have people physically go in to each of these different categories and they can brainstorm the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats. There's something about them physically being in that space. You can also divide them into that space and say, you're going to brainstorm the strengths, you're going to brainstorm the opportunities. So there's ways to do this creatively in person, but if you're in the virtual world, you could send them into breakouts and have them parallel process and then come back and report out and then add any details that maybe another group didn't think about when they were brainstorming. So it's a way to parallel process, do all 4 topics, but still give everyone an opportunity to hear the outcomes that came out of it. So let's go to our third model, which is feedback. So feedback, whenever we look at feedback, we're going to be looking at a couple of different things. And there's a few ways that you can do a feedback wall. So a feedback wall, again, you can do it as a matrix, but I'm going to shake this up just a little bit. And we're going to do it in columns. So feedback, we can sit there and we can say, what are the things that we like? So I'm going to add like a little smiley face, right? So we're going to say, what are the things that we like? I'm going to add a little triangle and say, what are the things that we want to change? What are some of the questions that we still have about this? And then we can also add ideas, like brainstorm. What are more ideas that we can do around this topic? And this one, I'm just going to add a little color along the bottom. So I'm just going to add a little pop of color here, a little pop of color here, and a little pop of color here. Now, all 3 of these, whenever you use them together, brainstorm a topic, take that topic, take your favorite one, do a SWOT analysis around it, and then do a feedback. With those 3, you've almost created a half-day session that you can do using those 3 visuals. So if you're brand new to visuals or you're a newbie at visual facilitation and incorporating it into your training, into your facilitation, into your leadership, I want to encourage you to continue to lead from the whiteboard. It's so powerful whenever you get up there and you have the pen, whether it's virtual through Zoom or Teams, or whether it's at a physical whiteboard or flip chart, when you're leading your team through these conversations, it's powerful the results that you get out of it and the ownership that everyone feels. So what I try and do at the Center for Visual Facilitation is train people so they feel confident doing this and doing this in front of and with others. So let's go back to our little presentation and let's look over this again. Empowering your visual facilitation with templates. So you've got the mind map, you've got the SWOT analysis, and you've got the feedback wall. You can do this, I promise. If you need any support, reach out to the Center for Visual Facilitation. We're happy to come in and train individuals and teams inside your organization to help you unlock ideas and create solutions that you can see. Thank you so much for joining me for this little mini lunch and learn, and we'll see you next time. Bye.